We have gotten what we were talking about yesterday. This thing is just starting to break out of this wedge. All right. Now, as long as this continues and it's not a fake out and it comes back down in here, you know where we were talking about with this thing up to 45,000. So we're going to take a look at a couple things here in a second. I want to show you guys the open interest and what's going on over there, and a couple other things. We'll get right back to this chart, see how soon this could be happening, and look at a couple other things. All right, CoinGlass, 24-hour liquidations are down 30% at 79 million. Open interest climbing up $38.9 billion, up 2.73%. Look at the volume for the crypto market, 76.5 billion. Pretty low, minus 4.5% from yesterday, getting down there. Now, if you look at the volume the last 24 hours, minus 18% for Bitcoin, plus 20. ETH is having a little bit of a run today. Good to see that. You can see the volume that's up and down here. Link down 42%, BNB down 50% in volume. I think a lot of people might see this perpetual dump here and possibly waiting to buy in at a better price here. This is on the day. Here's your top 100. DYM, what's this? Rank number 74, Dimension. Look at this, it was at $4 on the day, and it jumped up to $6 here. Let's look at the week. It was down 352. The year, 468 up to 478. So, yeah. Wow, for the day it's up 50% though. Maybe some big news out there with that. I don't know. I'm not real familiar with that project. Tau doing pretty decent, or TAO. I'm not sure. Bittenser, I've been covering that a little bit. Going to get a video out on that today. Beam up 1.4%. And let's get down through here and take a look here. Yeah, that's about all we wanted to see in that. Let's look at the week. Yeah, a little bit of a beating. I expect this to go up though, with Bitcoin running up to 45. It depends on how fast it does it, but usually it drags these up. So ought to be looking at a pretty green next few days, I would imagine, as long as this breakout continues. All right, let's go back over here and take a look at a couple of things. Number one, we'll get right back to Bitcoin, but I do want to show you guys the Dow Jones here. It's up another 141 points today. Wow, this thing has just been incredible. Look at that weekly chart on this thing. That is just unbelievable. Almost straight up. You know, very few pullbacks here. One little pullback right there, and on the weekly, right at the top, 97 and a 98. The monthly, still bullish at a 100 and a 94. All right, kind of crazy how this is all tying together. The daily's pulling down. All right, so is this when Bitcoin has its pullback? The Dow Jones pulls back here, retests the previous all-time high. It would only be a pull down of 4% the Dow Jones, but that would end up being 38.5 down to 2,600 point drop. All right, so that would definitely cause some major panic there in the market. The DXY, we haven't looked at these for a while. Getting up towards that 618. All right, getting up there. You can see it approaching it right now on the daily here. The daily RSI heading back up, a 90 and a 73. The weekly. The weekly looks great. So is the monthly. Look at this. So how high could this thing possibly go? If we zoom out on this thing, it's more than likely going to use the bigger range here, and this looks like a perfect W, don't it? W formation is a bullish formation right here, double bottom. Is it going to come back up to where it started at? A lot of times, if this plays out like that, a lot of times that ends up happening. More than a double bottom in here. This thing's hit this bottom 1, 2, 3, 3 times. It's hit this support line here, but I'm expecting a pretty decent run up, at least up, 618 or 702 fib level, on this bigger chart. So 108 to 110. All right, that's a Dixie. Anything else we really wanted to take a look at? Yes, the total market caps. I want to see if we're approaching any major levels here. All right, let's take a look. And the last time Bitcoin had a retracement, I don't believe that these made it up to a 618. Right now we're not even at a 50%. I think that's what they did the last bull run. Let's go back here and take a look. The last retracement, when Bitcoin had a retracement, was down here. These went up to, look at that, just above a 382. That's where we're at right now, just above a 382. And the total too without Bitcoin, back in 2017, look at that, barely did anything. Wait till the bull run starts though, guys. We get through this, came up to a 236. All right, we did better than that this time. Not by much. We're right at about a 236. Unbelievable. Down here just tapped the 236 and rolled over. Right here it actually went above it a little bit. So yeah, we'll see where the RSI is on this. Monthly's bearish. The weekly still pulling down. The daily's right at the top. So I have a feeling Bitcoin's going to have this pullback pretty soon. In maybe a week, maybe less. That would give this weekly some time to play out, get to the bottom, and our bull run is going to be starting here. Okay, as soon as we get this this thing done with Bitcoin, this correction, that's going to be the word. Not financial advice, guys, but might be an idea. You might want to be loading up your bags down there, like I said, not financial advice, but could be the buy of a lifetime. Really could. Well, not quite a lifetime, but for this bull run anyway, because if Bitcoin pulls down, all right, down to a 618, which would be how much of a pullback from right where we're at. All right, 20%. Now, if it runs up to the 618 right up here, you're looking at a 24% pullback in Bitcoin. What's that going to do to the altcoins? All right, well, to give you an idea, back in 2019, the total two without Bitcoin, when Bitcoin had its retracement, all right, and then it pulled down 50%. What did that do to the altcoins? Well, the altcoin market dropped from the top 70%. Actually, a little bit more, 72%. 72%. All right, I remember this. I remember when this was down 30, 40 billion dollars. I remember that. Right there's COVID, right there. That right there is where I bought, believe it or not. I'm telling you the honest to God's truth. Right there is where I bought a pile of crypto. And then I got to enjoy this run up here, which was absolutely insane. But right during COVID, I've told that story before. But without COVID, this ended up pulling down. Let's see here. 65%. So 65%. Imagine, if these altcoins pull down 50% or whatever. Imagine what that could do for your wallet, stacking up. Just stacking up at the bottom here. Now back to Bitcoin, because we got some interesting stuff happening here. We go in on this 4 hour. All right, check this wedge out. All right, you can see here we just broke out the top of that wedge. All right, now we had a fake out over here. All right, nothing is verified yet here until we get a retest and a bounce up out of here. But all right, we got the measured move of this thing, number one. All right, We put it up on top here. Right up to that 45,000 bucks. Okay, we have, so once this thing gets close to 45,000, guys, you know, and once again, I'm not telling you what to do. That's not my job. I just show you the charts. You might, I just, you know, be careful. All right. Who knows? I could be totally wrong. The thing might head to the moon. You know, it might just rip right out of here. But if it gets rejected right here, all right, what we'll be looking at is a big ABC correction. That pull down is going to bring us down. Let me pull this up just a hair. There we go. All right. Looking at about 34,577. Okay, 34,500. Does that match up with anything? Let's pull this down here so we can mark this bottom. Right there. Okay, now let's get the fib off here and take a look on a weekly. We're going to see where a 618 pullback would get us. And then we're going to take a look at time here and see how fast this thing could potentially be happening. All right, look at that. Your 618, 34,200 bucks. You know, so 34.2 to 34.5, anywhere, you know, 34,000 to $32,000. The 32 would be a 702 pullback. I believe it's going to come into the 618, about 34,000, 34,200. You know, I could get an exact price on this for the next video by zooming in and making sure these are on the perfect tops and perfect bottom, but around about 34,200 bucks. That comes in with a 618. That comes in with an ABC measured out. Your C leg is equal to your A leg. And let's take a look at some RSIs and see how soon this could be happening. All right, let's get to clear some of that off there. Back in on the 4 hour. All right, let's take a look at a few things here. Number one, the 4 hour RSI. All right, still heading up, 94 and an 80. Let me pull this down so I can see if we have any bearish divergence here. 8 hour, just starting up, 59 and a 37. All right, we got that low. No, lower highs through there, that's all right. The 12 hours just turning up, a 42 and a 34. All right, the 12 is just turning up. The daily is turning back up. It's at an 81 and an 83, but you can see it curving right back up. It's right on the verge of turning bullish again here. Okay, we got nothing bearish in there with anything. And your weekly's trying to turn back up. It's at an 11 and a 17. All right, trying to make a move up. All right, and I suspect this might be just a little bump up and then a roll over. We'll see. The monthly, right at a 100 and a 100. All right. Anything there worrying as far as we had that high? That was our bearish divergence, which ended up playing out pretty brutally. Look at this. You had this high here and then a lower high, and then on price you had this high and a higher high, and look at what that bearish divergence did. Massive pullback there. That was in the bull run. You know, if you seen this bearish divergence come in there, that would have been a big sign. You know, you get out. All right, and I teach all that stuff in a level 3, guys. If you're interested, level 3 membership, $14.99, 8 hours worth of videos. It teaches you a lot on trading. All right, had some new members yesterday. Thank you so very much, guys, and thank you to the consistent members I've had for months. I very much appreciate it so much. I really, really do. Thank you very, very much. All right, now, how fast could this end up coming up here? Well, the 12 hour turned bullish. All right, and to come up here, we're right around 43,000 now. It's 2,000 bucks. All right, $2,000. Geez, I've seen Bitcoin do $2,000. That's 44.6 to 47.1. That was an over a $2,000 candle there. So it could do it. It could literally do it in one move. I mean, really. I mean, this thing could shoot right up here and be done. you know. Now, I'm taking a big chance at saying that that's a top, but everything's lining up. You got your 618 fib coming in right with the target of this wedge perfectly, 45,000 bucks. And then when we do an ABC correction, it's coming in perfect for a 618 for a pullback down there at 34,000. So everything is lining up. You got your weekly RSI still pulling down, trying to turn up, but that monthly, all right, that monthly, there you go. It's right at the very top, okay? Hasn't been there very many times, all right? You got one here, 2017 bull run, right here, all right? The 2019 retracement, right here. The 2021 bull run, right here, right up here, okay? And then you have the 2024 retracement, right here, right here. 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And back here, back in what was this, 2013? Yeah, 2013 bull run. Okay, so I'm mistaken. One other time. That was a 2013 top there when it went up, I don't know, $400 or whatever it did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And it was a bull run. Actually, there would have been a retracement right here. So you had a bull run, a retracement, a bull run, a retracement. Okay, I truly don't believe the bull run's starting yet. I think that'll be after we come down, hit this bottom, 34, and then I think we're going to start moving our way up, just like over here. Last bull run right here was the Bitcoin halving, April of 2020. If COVID wouldn't have came in here, you can see how we would have rounded right up and started our bull run right here after the halving. Of course, after we had our pullback and hit our bottom there, that's when we would have actually started our bull run up here. And back here, what we ended up doing, let me show you. All right, Bitcoin ended up pulling down right there to a 702 retracement, and that would have been, after that was the bounce. Okay, you can see how much it bounced up, and that would have been a steady incline if it wasn't for the black swan COVID right there. As soon as we hit that 702 at 6,400, we started our incline for the bull run. All right, so I'm excited to get this over with, if that's what's going to happen, and start this bull run. So, all right, guys, but looks like things are playing out the way we talked about yesterday, and so keep an eye on $45,000. You know, it's going to be a very interesting level for when we come up and hit that. As long as this breakout stays, I think it's doing a retest now, and this thing's going to start going. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Please hit the like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon.